Hello, people. Chapter 6 Compatriots and Camaraderie. It was only then that I noticed a stop sign. Not only was it a mere foot off the ground, it was a cat's paw print. This was trippy. So, you're not the first person to be here, but I have to say, Charles, you are quite a contradictory character. You have the gravitas of a seasoned political figure, yet you're a scientist and a pilot. Why is that? A piece of psychoanalyzing from any newfound feline friend. I like to challenge. Well, it was my passion. Truly, I'd be a depressed mess if I were a political figure from my planet. In a roundabout way, I guess science and sentience always made more sense to me. Plus, I'm never satisfied with the status quo. And in that moment, I saw a spark in Comrade Charlton's green eyes. See, that's what's brilliant about sentience, and humanity in particular. You always want more or something better, even if it isn't sustainable. That was sadly true. Yeah, we humans do like progress, even if we have to step on a few people below us for the collective good of our species and homeworld. This got Charlton to stop and use his right paw to lead us in the right direction. And that's when I noticed how fresh the air and nature was in general. Even the normal-sized trees breathed with a life of their own, in perfect harmony with the ecosystem and kitty culture. So, Comrade Charlton, we heard about an astronaut named Missy. Do you have rockets, or cars for that matter? He nodded his head. Now there was a funny image of a feline astronaut flying into the unknown. You know, humanity exists in almost every dimension, yet most of the time it goes nowhere or annihilates itself. Rarely is there an in-between. Actually, there is no perfect humanity as far as I'm aware, even if there are perfect people from every reality. Philosophizing with cats. Heh. Aw, that's such a nice thing to say. Yeah, Cupid was my buddy from the second we met, and it was shortly after I lost my last cat. He was an orange tabby cat, one I named Bubbles because he loved to bathe in a bubble bath. He was quirky, and I miss him dearly. Cupid needed my pants, and I picked him up and put him on my shoulder. Yeah, that's why humanity is so unique. You have the inherent capacity for greatness intertwined with damnation. But even if the world is collapsing around you, you not only hold on to each other, but other species. That's why we've always loved you. And I had a human as well. See, I'm a transplant in this reality, as are you two. Really? Cupid's interest piqued as I felt him brushing up against my neck. Really? What happened, if you don't mind me asking, comrade? Charlton sighed and fell onto his belly, and I knew he wanted belly rubs. I happily obliged. His name was Frankie, and he was a funny kid, absolute genius, and he had the same idea as his world was being torn apart by wars and constant bombings. He found me injured in a pile of rubble and picked me up. Granted, I was meowing my little head off. And my family didn't survive. I offered to pick Charlton up, and he simply nodded, and I held him close as we hugged it out. I'm so truly grateful for you, and I'm sorry for what happened to him. Humanity never lasts long enough. Charlton started to tear up, and he wiped away his tears. Yeah, I know, but it doesn't make it any less bitter, but it's also a reason to keep going forward. I teared up myself. Very true, unfortunately so. I was curious about the rest of the world. So, Comrade Charlton, what does this world have going for it? Any interesting breakthroughs recently? As I placed him back on the ground, he nodded. We proved the existence of an afterlife. What? Wait, what? Seriously? How and what's it like? Now you've piqued my interest. He sprinted ahead. Cupid climbed down my shirt and hopped onto the ground, running after his newfound furry feline friend. Assholes, don't they know it's hard to run with just two legs?